today's assignment, you're going to be doing an activity that looks at the settlement of Jamestown and trying to figure out why it didn't really go so well. So last class we talked about a little bit about how Jamestown, they really had a hard time getting started. Not very many people survived the first, 8 months of Jamestown, and this activity is going to kind of help explain why. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to open up this activity that is attached below. It's a PowerPoint, and then we're going to take a look, and it says here, you have to take 100 people to the new world. So we're going to pretend that you're taking 100 people with you to the new world, and you're going to start a colony. You have to decide how many of each job you are going to take. You're going to tell me how many of each job you are taking on page 1. And so I'm going to pull this up to explain a little more how you're going to put that on your paper. So once you pull it up here, it'll take a moment to load. Then once it loads, we'll have to make sure that we can click edit on it so we can edit it. So you click edit presentation, edit in browser. And it's going to open up the PowerPoint on here so that you can click on it and put your answers on it. So once I get here, it's really too hard for me to see like this, so I always zoom in. So I click view, click zoom, and I go to 100%, but you decide which one is best for you. So you can see here I have the same exact directions up here at top, telling you you're taking 100 people with you to the new world. You have to figure out how many of each type of job you're going to take. So we have the gentlemen. So these are the people who, were nobles. They were of royal bloodline, and they kind of made the decisions. They oversaw things. They were like the managers, but they were prim and proper. They didn't really do a lot of hard work. Then you have the carpenter. These are people who work with wood. Laborer, people who just do kind of the grunt work. Surgeon, blacksmith, sailor, barber, someone who does hair. A mason, someone who, makes bricks and cement work. Bricklayer, so people who actually put the bricks in place. A tailor, somebody who makes and fits clothes. A druggist, so that'd be like, today we think of a pharmacist as someone who's taking the medicines and administering them to people. You have soldiers, farmers, merchants, ministers. A merchant is someone who buys and trades different items. The minister would be like a pastor or preacher, teacher, and women. So you're going to, in this individual choice column, you're going to tell me how many of each of these jobs you're going to bring. You only get to bring 100 people. So what you're going to do is you're going to create a text box to be able to put your answer here. So you'll click insert, text box. It always pops up here in the middle, and I accidentally put 2 of them. So I'm going to get rid of one of them. And then you click on the text box and you drag it to where you want it. You erase the text, and then say maybe I decide I want 10 gentlemen. I'll just put 10 there. And then you're going to keep creating text boxes to be able to put your answer of how many of each job you are taking. So that's the first step you do. You are deciding how many you think should go. And then you're going to look at page 2. So page 2 ended up sideways. So if you need to, you can turn it sideways. You can rotate it on your computer. Just tilt your head sideways, whatever works for you. But you're going to go through. So you can see here it's got the names of the people. So we have like Captain Newport, Gosnell, Ratcliffe, Smith. And then here we can see what their job was. So they were counselors, which meant they were a gentleman. So you're going to look to see, how many of each job. So you're going to count it up. Now, I want you to make sure you fill out individual choice first before you start looking at this one. So after you fill out the individual choice, you're going to look over at this page, count how much of each job actually went, and you're going to put that answer here in the actual number. So once you do that, then you're going to go to page 3. You have questions that you're going to have to answer here. There's 4 questions. So the first one asks, what is the biggest group of people that went to Jamestown? Meaning, like, what type of job? Was it doctors? Was it gentlemen? Was it laborers? Was it soldiers? Was it sailors? What was the biggest group? And then number two, why did it matter who they took to Jamestown? Why did it matter what jobs went or what jobs didn't go or how many they had of each? Why did that matter? Number three, why weren't the gentlemen as good at surviving in Jamestown, compared to soldiers or laborers? And then number four, who do you think they should have taken to Jamestown? Do you think they should have taken a lot of gentlemen? Do you think they should have taken a lot of soldiers? Do you think they should have taken a lot of, whichever of those jobs on there? You telling me which one you think they should taken the most of and why? So you're going to fill out the first page. Again, you're filling out the individual choice of how many you think they should take. Then you'll go to page 2, count up of how many they actually took, and answer the questions on number 3. So again, a gentleman, they didn't really have to do a lot of like hard labor, hard work. They more just managed things. Everything was done for them. They had a rich, easy life. Carpenters worked with wood. Laborer, they just did grunt work. Surgeon, blacksmith, they worked with metals and irons. Sailor, barber, mason made bricks, and then the bricklayer. Tailor made clothes. Druggist gave medicine. Soldier, farmer, merchant bought and sold stuff. Minister, teacher, and women. Once you have page 1 and page 3 completed, you'll click close. And then up here, there will be a button that says submit or turn it in. And you'll click that and you'll be good to go. If you have questions, send me an email, send me a message here on Teams, or send me a message on Remind.